Okay, this is the director commentary for the movie Scam, the short film that I made. I thought it was cool back then, like super cool to put these like old, um, drive-in movie things in front of the movies that I made. I just thought that was lit back then. I thought that was the coolest fucking thing, and it does not fit the tone of the movie at all, even though it's in black and white. And the only reason it's in black and white is because for some of the shoots that we shot like 2 days of shooting would be like one day in the movie, and we wore different clothes. So I just put it in black and white because it was less noticeable that they were wearing different clothes. That's the only reason it's in black and white. But yeah, these opening credits, so cool. These transitions just so amazing. I always thought the upside down shots were so cool for some reason. I don't know why. Gotta love that terrible New Jersey, that terrible New Jersey logo thing there. This is sort of the introduction scene. Terrible introduction scene. It's not even. It's just me rambling for like 2-3 minutes. I mean, that's. As you can see, my attire is amazing as ever. Wearing the Punisher t-shirt and the gray shorts. I'm wearing the Room hoodie that I got from Tommy Wiseau's store. He has an online store where he sells underwear and shit, which I think is super cool. That's my friend Ryan. He did his best. I think the best. I was easily the worst in this movie, but I think the best guy he was right here is Brandon. He really gave it this movie his all for a movie that did not deserve it. He really had fun with it, and we all had fun with it, really. But he went all out. He screams a lot, he yells a lot, and it's really funny. I still think my parts and Ryan's parts are not that great, but his parts of the movie are still the highlights of it. Like, when he pushes over the chair, that's pretty funny. When he talks about cutting animals in half, that's pretty funny. And when then Ryan moves his chair back. Yeah, we didn't write anything. This was not pre-planned at all. But we're coming up to a part of the movie that's maybe not so PC now. Considered PC. It's like this is a scam company, essentially, is what's going on, and he's calling another scammer. And my friend Ryan does his best job at an Indian accent. I actually cut out of the movie another scene that would be considered very offensive on an Indian gun owner who sold Brandon his gun. I still think this is the best scene in the movie, though. This was pretty funny. That's a TV remote he's holding, and Ryan was on speakerphone right next to the camera so Brandon could hear him. This is the dumbest shit ever. I can't believe this was actually fucking made. How we thought this was a good idea, I don't know. I still like some of the stuff in this movie. I call it a movie. It's not a movie. It's like it's barely a short film. But some of the stuff I think is pretty good still. I thought this shot was pretty funny when Ryan's trying to talk on the phone to someone else and Brandon's just having a freak out in the background. I thought that was pretty funny. A lot of unnecessary music, too. I use a lot of pop songs in this. A lot of pop songs. Especially that fight scene towards the end. I think I used something from the Kingsman soundtrack. And in the original cut, it was one of the songs from Kill Bill, I think, from the Crazy 88 fight. I still think this part's pretty funny. I like that part. But I'm easily the worst part of this movie. I have like zero charisma, and I just kind of ramble when I'm on screen. I mean, I am kind of rambling now, but I'm more self aware, I guess, which is, I guess, better. Notice how there's no cuts, and my rambling is just unedited. I can't fucking believe this shit. Ryan just runs out. That's the thing, I didn't give any of these characters names either, which is another major flaw. But there is a loose story here. Lots of cutout footage. This is my house, which is the camp office that I live at.
Hello? Hello.
What the fuck are you doing here, man?
Doesn't our new coworker weird you out?
We're both so still. I mean, we're not experienced actors at all, but we did our best. I mean, Ryan did his best. I did not. I definitely did not do my best.
I'll see ya.
Lots of SpongeBob music in this movie too. And apparently this actually hurt Brandon doing the nail thing all along the trees. But he really wanted to do it because he insisted it would look really funny. And it kind of does. The next day. That's a funny shot. Just him coming in like that. I still think this is one of the best scenes, one of the better scenes. The group therapy session, essentially, is what it is. Is this the group therapy? I think this might be this is when I got a haircut. I was going really short with my hair, and I really hated it, so I wore a hoodie all the time. You'll see this later on, too, in the movie. It's very inconsistent on whether I have long or short hair, like when it was shot. The group therapy session is still one of the better scenes. I think it's kind of funny. Damien Well, I gave Brandon a name. His name's Damien in the movie because he thought that was really funny and intimidating. And I say his name too. I say Ryan, so I guess he has a name too, but I don't have a name in the movie.
What was that for? Shit.
He didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, you're all good.
What the fuck, dude?
I wrote myself as like a fucking loser idiot. Which is pretty much accurate, I think.
Alright, let's do some sales calls.
I just saw Inglourious Bastards. I was 16 at the time, and I thought that a montage scene with the David Bowie song was so fucking cool. So I decided to try to recreate it with varying success, with no success whatsoever. I misunderstood everything that was cool about montages, and I just decided to make this stupid, boring-ass montage that explains nothing and is only there because I wanted to put the David Bowie song in. Oh my god. Yeah, but there was another scam call that was actually cut out in the movie because the volume was too low.
What the fuck, dude? He's fucking crazy.
What are you talking about? He's fine.
Look at him.
I think Ryan's like sensible in this movie. I wrote him to be like a sensible person. I love his evil laugh. That's so funny. Day 3.
Alright. Another day, another
Did I cut out the second scam call? I don't know if I did actually. No, I guess I didn't. No, I did cut it out. This takes place after the scam call.
Dude, we need to have a meeting about that.
I'm lip syncing his lines because I told the line to him ahead of time. If you can see that, if you rewind, you can see that I'm mouthing his lines as he says them.
Time to go home, Damien.
that TV remote has seen better days. I will say that. The way he opens the doors is really funny too. There's a cutscene of him making this note, which I think was pretty funny. I think it had a Green Day song in the background. That was pretty funny. This whole movie is funny for all the wrong reasons.
What the fuck?
2 hours later. And, again, Ryan's trying his best. I was not, definitely. This letter was written by, I think Brandon wrote it. This is one of the better scenes, and this is one of the funnier scenes. There's nothing in the cups, as you can see, because we just didn't bother to fill them up. I don't know why. It looks so fucking fake. It's really funny. The coffee scene where I get poisoned, which is this scene right here.
Be paranoid, dude.
I cough up blood at one point, and I did buy fake blood for the movie, but it was all in black and white, so I could have just used syrup. When he spills the cup out, nothing comes out of the cup because there's nothing in the fucking bottle. There's nothing in the fucking cup because it's empty. There is no scene of Damien poisoning the coffee. That would have been a pretty funny scene, though. I don't know. I do want to get back in touch with these guys and try to remake this. I think it'd be fun. I am in contact with one of them, and I keep up with one of them occasionally, but not that often.
I warned you, man. What?
But I do want to get back together with the gang and make another one of these, because this was really fun. As you can see, he's holding the stick, but later on he breaks it off of the side. So that's pretty inconsistent.
I don't want to go home.
like he just breaks off a piece of the door. And then there's this weird shot of him just following me to my house. Like, I could have just cut that out. As you can see, I'm just smiling there. And he didn't follow me home, I guess. He just kind of stood there. And the door's already open when he knocks.
Bro, what do you want?
And after all of this, I'm still not
You know what? You didn't
aware of what the fuck he's doing. There's a really bad fight scene at the end of this. I say fight scene in the loosest of fucking terms because, by all accounts, it is not
Come on, man.
good. The murder scenes are pretty funny, too. This scene is funny. He slices his throat, and then we drew blood on his neck. That looks so fucking fake. That is so funny. And then there's a half-assed explanation. There's a half-assed explanation to why Damien wants to kill us, because we scammed his dad, like, back in the 90s. And then there's Smash Mouth playing here, because at the time it was like a really really popular meme, and I thought it was really funny just to have Smash Mouth playing in the background. Damien gets the scissors. And then he gets me, and then Smash Mouth just starts blaring. Which I still think. The interrogation scene is kind of funny, too.
Wake up. Ugh. What the fuck? Get me out of this shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
That's funny. We had to cut out the gun part where he buys the gun because it was way too offensive. It was really funny, but it was really offensive, so I couldn't show it.
Do you know what you did to me? Fuck, man, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
I
but
gave
Brandon
you the
did
internship
do
on
everything in his
fucking
power
pay.
to make it this as... He did everything in his power to try to make this movie good, which did not deserve it at all. And the amount of time all three of us are on screen at once is like less than a minute in the movie because there were only three of us. So either we had to prop up the camera and have it be a still shot, or one of us had to be recording. So you barely ever see all three of us in frame at the same time. That was our this is our half-assed explanation to why Damien is mad at us.
No.
Is this what you wanted?
Is this what you wanted?
I'm kind of an asshole because I kind of just run off without him. And I don't think it's ever explained how I got my hands out of the tape either. Yeah, Brandon is pretty good in this. He's pretty funny. He wanted to be a voice actor, if I remember correctly. That was his. That was one of his things. He liked to voice act a lot. That entrance does not lead there at all. Yeah, it's never explained how I get my hands out of the tape either. But he goes back in, he gets Ryan. This is the big reveal. That he's gonna murder him. And then I knock the gun out of his hand, and he never picks it back up. We just have a hand-to-hand fight scene, which I think is really funny. I just seen Cowboy Bebop, and I thought that kick trick was really cool that he does in the beginning of the movie, where he kicks the guy in the face. And I did not do it very well at all. Yeah, there's a cut scene of Ryan at the very end, but he never shows up again at all in the cut version. This fight scene is so good. This really rivals the John Wick movies, if I'm being honest. I mean, just look at this excellent choreography. I mean, this is like peak cinema right here. If you look really closely, you can actually see that none of the hits actually connect, and we're like 5 inches off, which I think really gives this movie a sense of realism. Just fall in a completely different direction. They use a lot of the Die Hard soundtrack in this movie too. If you look really closely, you can actually see that he's not actually fucking hitting me at all, and it just cuts to me having a bloody nose. Which is really, really realistic. And then I guess I just die from him punching me a lot, which is funny. And then I use a Green Day song for the credits because I thought that was the coolest shit. It is supposed to turn to color at the very end, like when Damien's walking, but that's in the original version. There are like 3 cuts to this movie. Through this movie I've been talking about the original, but this scene of the colored credits is from the original cut, like the 15-minute cut that we filmed. But yeah, that's our terrible movie. Thank you so much for watching my director's commentary, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. Jesus Christ, this was a mistake, but you know what? We had fun, and that's really what matters. Thanks for watching.